I'm Ben Hooper, and this is your UPI Odd News Minute for Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. A cat missing from her owner's home in Ireland for 2 weeks was found trapped inside a wall and rescued by firefighters. The Cork City Fire Brigade said on social media that a 4 a.m. call came in recently from a Cork home where the missing cat was heard crying for help inside a wall. Firefighters used a thermal imaging camera to pinpoint the feline's position and made a hole in the wall to extract the pet, who had been missing for 2 weeks. The post said, "We're delighted to report she was removed safely and reunited with her very relieved and happy owners." Moving on from cats lost inside their own homes to a pair of long-missing tomes, workers at a library in England got a huge surprise when a pair of books that were 50 years overdue turned up at a thrift store about 60 miles away. The Leeds City Council said in a news release that the Leeds Central Library was recently contacted by employees at a thrift store in Beverley, East Yorkshire. The librarians were told 2 books, volumes 1 and 2 of the Reverend William Buckland's Geology and Mineralogy, had turned up among the donations to the store. Buckland's reference tomes were written in 1836 and were checked out from the library 50 years ago, with a due date in March 1976. Sally Hughes, librarian at Leeds Central Library, said, "It was a huge surprise to find out that these beautiful books had somehow turned up in such an unlikely place after all these years, and we're delighted to have them back home in the library, even if they are half a century late. We'll never know who it was who borrowed them and why, but it speaks volumes about how interesting and influential Reverend Buckland's observations were that enthusiasts were clearly still keen to read them more than a century after they were written." For these stories and more national, international, sports, entertainment, science, and odd news from United Press International, visit UPI.com. Follow the UPI Odd News Minute on YouTube and TikTok. What's your favorite book that you've read recently? Tell us about it in the comments.